double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now. Told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog. Yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk. Don't care what they say. I don't got no patience. I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it. Running up all these digits.
I like to get straight into the facts. I like to talk about parts of hip-hop history that might not never get spoken upon. I like to talk about things that if these guys were interviewed, 9 times out of 10, people won't mention or bring these things up. Today, we talking about Cyssero, man, the virus, the one and only. Cyssero, like many other rappers from the city of Philly, started from the curve, man, from the streets of Philly. Fresh off the block, freestyling on DVDs, and they get their name known around the world. They push mixtapes, they do all they can do to get the deal. At that time, it was no becoming viral through the internet and, you know, being like a solo artist and controlling your music and monetizing your content like rappers do today. So back then, that was the goal, was to get on these cameras, get on these mixtapes, and spit your brains out, bro. You know what I mean? You had to prove to the world that you was that. It was working as far as getting attention from labels, from rappers that were in position. Majority of the rappers from the DVD era definitely was approached by, if not 2 to 3 labels, definitely 2 to 3 rappers that had names and they had opportunities. But a lot of times, being from Philly, just like any other hood, man, it's like you get caught up in things. These guys was having deals lined up and they'd get locked up. This will happen, that will happen. Something will throw the situation off and the deal never works through. Then you got the artist that's nice and they might not get the deal, but they get a chance to be a part of a rap entourage. You might get signed under the label, but you become a ghostwriter. You become someone that these artists are bouncing off of your material. They want you in the studio with them. Rappers such as Gilly, rappers such as Cyssero, Young Hot, and the list goes on. But today we want to talk about Cyssero. Where it all started at. It started from the DVD era. Cyssero came up. He had an aggressive flow. He was young and he was nice. He was like Cassidy, young boy, bro. Like Cass was always stamping Cyssero, man. He stamped him. He stamped him. But as time went on, the streets of Philly, in the tri-state area, the people that was tuned into the DVDs, everybody was saying, Cyssero, bro, you sound like Cass, bro. Like we rapping just like Cassidy. It was a big issue with that. It was a big issue with Cyssero punches coming like Cass punches. His aggressiveness on his bars was just like Cyssero joints. I mean, was just like Cassidy joints. So Cass finding that out, Cass separated himself from Cyssero for some reason. I guess he didn't like that, you know, the comparison. He like, it could only be one Cass. I can't have you around me if everybody's saying you rap just like me. So that was that. They had a little issue, like a little back and forth joint. And, you know, Sis was rolling around with, you know what I'm saying, he was rolling around with Back Mansion and all that. It's on the tip of my tongue. But he was Back Mansion and all that with Hollow Man, Team A and all of them. You know what I'm saying? Sicko and all of them. Excuse me. Shout out to them guys, man. You know, they was back there. They had like it was a super team, basically. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them was nice and all of that. We all know Hollow Man Team A went down for a body, unfortunately. He's still sitting and fighting. And, you know, he came down on Rick for a pill and all of that to get his case ran back. But, you know, unfortunately, that joint ain't get granted. So, you know, God's willing, he can, you know, get that ran over again. And then, get back out. Because it was crazy how he got booked and how he got spad-ball. You know what I mean? They speedball him. But to get back on topic, now you got Cyssero. He out there spitting, still making a name for himself. He not letting the Cassidy stuff slow him down at all, bro. He's still rapping. You know what I'm saying? You see him on the joints with the skellies with the caps on it and all of that. You know what I'm saying? He was known for that. With probably like a big state prop coat on back when, people was dressing loose before it was the fitted stuff and all of that. So, he was just spitting. He was doing him. He still had a fan base. All of a sudden, you hear, he's leaving the city. It's like, damn near he basically took off how Meek took off. Just hearing that he was going with the game and they was doing the Black Wall Street movement. He shoots off and then he go do the Black Wall Street movement and all that. He up there with them. He up there with them for years. It gets to the point where, Sis completely disappeared. And, he was out Cali with Game and Wack. You know what I'm saying? He was doing whatever he was doing behind scenes with them. But it was never really too much stuff released. All we remember as far as the streets of Philly is him popping back up. He would still be repping Black Wall Street, but eventually Black Wall Street faded away. As that's fading away, Meek gets his deal and all of that. So Cyssero going at Meek. He tries to go at Meek and all of that. That didn't really get too far. People still wanted to hear what the virus had to say and all that, because he still was, still was somewhat a ball, because, he was one of them guys from the DVD era. He was definitely a mentioned name. One of the top mentioned names that you would hear. So time goes on, and, it was like changes with Cyssero, where he was like, he inherited certain things, like, coming to Philly and talking blood stuff, just start acting different. And I guess it was a lot of things going on behind scenes, but just to fast forward years down the line, he like, bro, I'm going to get into battle rap stuff. The music era is changing. The more it changed, the more these guys, your buzz falls off. Your buzz don't even, like the young boys, they might remember your name or heard it through the grapevine. But now people is looking at the work that you put in today. So a lot of rappers, they want to get and jump on that stage and battle from the DVD era. So he chose to get on that stage. He gets on the stage. He battled a couple guys, and he was choking on everyone. He just didn't seem like himself. He wasn't the same hungry Cyssero that we saw battling on camera. You know what I mean? Like, Cis was somebody that, like, he was going toe to toe with people back then. Like, he was a beast battling back in that era. But it's something about when he went out there that he came back, he just lost it all the way. Like, he wasn't there. Now we see him, he's getting like putting like weave and stuff in his hair and things of that nature, and his guard is so up, and he's he gets so offended by every little thing. Most of the time when people react like that, it's something behind closed doors that it's like, what I mean, like they so busy trying to guard that, because people is comfortable in their own skin. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna respond, but just if you see how he act and carry himself during battles, like, if you step on that stage, you could be whatever, Sue Surf, you could be K-Shine. Certain things you say, the crowd not gonna react. Certain things you say, they might react in a way that's not in favor to you. You gotta know how to deal with that. You can't be all, you see the energy of the crowd, that's why I shouldn't have came and did this. And that Cyssero whole John, he feel like the whole world is against him, instead of continuing pushing and keep going. I don't know what happened with Game and Wack and all of that, but it's like he lost a lot of his dignity and his motivation after being done with Black Wall Street. So then we get into the battle with Kaboom. Kaboom and Cyssero, big John in the city, a big John makers. And obviously, majority of it had to have been true, because he was saying, come on, we said no personals. We said no personals. If it's not true, when people say something that's supposed to be a personal and it's said on stage and it's not true, the other rapper would normally react like, yeah, alright, that's cap, you know, never that. Whatever they gonna say to reject and talk to the crowd like this dude just rapping like that he's trying to make it like it's a personal, but these ain't even facts. So at the end of the day, that happens. Everyone he steps into the battle before, kaboom, and after, it was a bunch of choking, a bunch of like, you know, it's like he failing at the rap stuff. You hear him on an interview. He jump on the interview, you know, you just hear it's like his defense is up against the whole world, not understanding. For one, the city of Philly is one of the, you could be from Philly all you want. If Meek get backlash, everybody gonna get backlash, bro. Like, this is one of the hardest cities to be from and have everybody support you. It's like you gotta prove yourself, bro. Like, you know, we a very competitional city. Not saying that other areas not, but Philly, just for instance, like, you could be up and then once you fall, it's like now you the laughing stock. Like, you know, people ain't gonna bring you up. They not gonna sympathize. It's the people that's from these other states that show more love to people from Philly. It's just like, you know, like Chicago. Like Chicago, they don't care about each other and all of that. You know, and even if you do get love from your city, you're going to get love from a portion of your city. It's like either you're going to have the streets on lock or you're going to have the club people on lock. You know what I mean? It's just different areas that people is going to gravitate to you. So Sis seemed to have let that get to him. But it just been a lot of changes from him after the Black Wall Street. And I hear Wack and Game at times, they talk about other artists and collabing with these people. Why do you think they never said nothing about Cyssero, bro? He was a kid when they scooped him up. He was a young boy. A young boy. They took that boy out there, had him out there for a few years. He come back a complete different person, bro. What did they do to Sis out there, man? Why aren't these things being talked about, man? Why ain't these things being talked about, man? And that's what make me SV Twiz, man, the hood bloggers, because I'm not touching up on all these little trendy topics. You know, we got joints like with the priest getting robbed and stuff like that. I seen a lot of people talking about that, you know, and I seen it. Not to jump off topic, but when I see things like that, I'm like, you know, that just looked like a scheme to me, bro. Like, it looked like a scheme to me. It was like, come on, bro, you live streaming, they come in and do all that while you live streaming, and you a priest with all that jewelry on, the bishop, whatever you is. Bull on the news talking about they got me for my jewelry. They put the joint on my wife, got her for her jewelry. She had this amount of jewelry on. They put it to my kid. Then you look at the guy in the cut that was sitting on the stage. He's sitting there chilling like he knew they was coming. The priest lay straight on the ground from the rip, like, you know what I'm saying, as soon as they come in, like he know how to get robbed or something, bro. I see stuff like that, I be like, that seemed like a scheme on some insurance type joint, but you know, that's neither here nor there, not to be talking about that kind of stuff, but I be seeing the internet go crazy for certain things, man, but I know it's a portion of the internet of the true hip-hop heads, bro. The people that's really focused and remember our era, that we can't let it get wiped away. And on this channel, we're going to break it down brick by brick, bro. I'm going to touch up on everything. And not just the Philly artists, but this just one of the, you know, subjects that I like to cover up on, because there's not too many people covering up on, like, the true history unless they're interviewing these guys. And it's like, it'd be like the same questions, like, you know. But at the end of the day, man, I'm SV Twiz, man, the hood blogger. Y'all know how I carry it, man. I'm about this joint up.